This book got a global death threat? What if I told you that one novel, just words on paper, was so explosive that it triggered riots, death threats, book burnings, and even forced its author into hiding for years? Yep, a fictional story caused governments to cut ties, people to lose their lives, and one of the biggest literary controversies in modern history. And the craziest part? The book is banned in several countries even today. Stay with me till the end, because the final twist in this story will make your jaw drop. This is the wild, unbelievable tale of the Satanic Verses. And hey, you're watching That One Book, the channel that brings the wildest, weirdest, and most fascinating books to life. If you love stories that shake the world, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Part 1. What is this book even about? So here's the thing. The Satanic Verses isn't some ancient forbidden text. It was published in 1988 by British Indian author Salman Rushdie. It's a magical realist novel, a blend of surreal dreams, religious allegory, and immigration struggles. On the surface, it's the story of two Indian actors who survive a plane explosion and are transformed. One takes on angelic features and the other, demonic ones. Sounds wild already, right? But beneath the surface, the novel weaves in fictional dream sequences, one of which references something known as the Satanic Verses, a controversial Islamic tradition that some scholars debate even existed. Rushdie wasn't claiming it was real. He wrote fiction, satire, allegory, but many believed he mocked sacred beliefs. And for some, that was unforgivable. Part 2. The firestorm begins. Just weeks after the book hit shelves, the Satanic Verses became front-page news not for its literary value, but for the outrage it sparked. In the UK, people protested. In India, it was banned almost immediately. In Pakistan, bookstores were attacked. And in Iran, well, that's where things really exploded. In 1989, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, issued a fatwa, a religious decree calling for Rushdie's death. Let that sink in. A sitting world leader publicly announced that a writer should be assassinated, just for writing a novel. Rushdie went into hiding. Publishers were threatened. Translators were attacked. Some fatally. Bookstores were bombed. People literally died over this book. It was no longer about literature. It became a global political and religious crisis. Part 3. The Man Behind the Pages. So who is Salman Rushdie? Born in 1947 in Mumbai, India to a Muslim family, he later moved to the UK and became a celebrated novelist. By the time he wrote the Satanic Verses, he was already famous for his book Midnight's Children, which won the Booker Prize. But he didn't write verses to provoke. In his own words, he was exploring identity, belief, doubt, and what happens when immigrants carry their faith into new lands. Was it edgy? Definitely. Was it hate speech? That's the debate that still rages on. But here's what's wild. Rushdie believed in freedom of speech, even if that speech made people uncomfortable. And that belief would cost him dearly. Part 4. Living under a death sentence. Imagine waking up every day knowing that someone, somewhere might try to kill you for something you wrote. That was Rushdie's life for nearly a decade. He lived under tight security in the UK, constantly moving, often unable to see friends or family. Nay used aliases. Even his phone calls were monitored. At one point, he even pretended to convert back to Islam just to calm the storm. It didn't work. And yet, he never stopped writing. He went on to publish more novels, essays, and speeches, still sharp, still fearless. Talk about guts. Part 5. The World Reacts. Here's the thing. The Satanic Verses wasn't just a controversial book, it became a symbol. For some, it symbolized blasphemy and Western disrespect for sacred traditions. For others, it represented the battle for free expression, no matter the cost. Even Western governments were caught in the middle, torn between supporting freedom and trying not to escalate religious tensions. And here's a mind-blowing twist. In 2022, decades later, Rushdie was stabbed on stage in New York during a public event. He survived but lost sight in one eye and mobility in one hand. It proved that the controversy wasn't over, not even close. So what's the takeaway? The Satanic Verses wasn't just a novel. It became a war zone between belief and doubt, freedom and offense, story and reality. And whether you agree with it or not, there's no denying that it changed the world. Forever. Books are powerful, and sometimes too powerful for comfort. This was that one book that sparked a global fire. Love this video? Hit that like button, subscribe to That One Book, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping read. Got a book you want us to explore? Drop it in the comments.